Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another Will Witch RP Live Play TTRPG session. What is Will Witch RP? Well, they're people who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we can create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight, we're playing Starfinder, specifically Homeward. I will leave Secretary to get into all of that. But before we do that, oh shoot. Oh, there it is. Before we do that, we do have a few. I'm Faye, and part of Little Witch RP. We do have our Sirenscape bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. We do also have Foundry words for our maps and dice rolling, and then our lovely character art on stream here is done by Amsorge Digital over on Instagram. Their name is in our chat room. But that's all that I have to do, so Secretary, we're going over to you.
Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Homeward. This actual live stream of play of Starfinder. And well, it's been a little bit of time since last session, so I'm gonna do a recap, catching up what things have been happening. So, the Dralark, wandering on its way back to Absalom Station at the Backworlds, from waking up, not remember anyone in the ship, anything about it, or anywhere. They've been recovering their memories, and fortunately, recently they found an asteroid where they could retake some mining operation and equipment there, and they decided to stay for a week or so to recover as much materials as possible while conducting repairs to get the ship more, in a better state than it currently is. In that process, the various officers decided to assign Kasinkara as the new acting captain, and in the meantime, our little group of curious individuals have been going around in their own business, trying to piece together memories, trying to keep the ship up and running, and among them, Amos has been um, was contacted by an individual that it was from their former pirate crew into a pirate meeting of sorts, like kind of like your school generation reunion, but with former pirates. And going there, they see some people that they more or less recognize. They recognize, and they see a small, rumpy, hardly mechanical Isoki that seems to be the first officer, Galhet. And after a bit of tense talking, the officer decided to, for the moment, walk away. And Amos is, for unfortunately, reminded of some grim and uncomfortable truths of what happened back in that pirate ship, as Sebosh, this pirate that was the one organizing this, reminded them about their lost brother, which no one still knows what is up with that brother, where he is. In the meantime, S has been trying to track down some possible missing files, trying to get systems ready, and Nulodius has been trying to, get the Science and Arcane division going up, and also studying some relation of necromancy and their current situation, along with inciting some memories into S and possible places where they may have come. But after that, after all of that, we're gonna retake as Amos walk out of the bar and began making their way out into. If I recall correctly, Amos was going to go to S. If I recall correctly.
I think so. I'm sure I have a note in here somewhere of what I was.
Yes,
Can check
I do
mine as
remember
well.
you walking out. I'm 90% sure that you were going to S, as S, you asked where they were, and they were like, just literally send the location, no words. If I recall correctly, I could be wrong.
I did not put it in my notes, so I'm fine with rolling with that.
I remember Mr. Amos going to
Well,
some
it was the guy. I was gonna ask you about the guy that keeps showing up.
The guy.
the guy show.
Yeah, there's like the first mate of the Verdant son.
Yeah, his eye. His
Yeah,
eye that's potentially spying.
that's potentially spying. That's what I was gonna ask about. So yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
right.
make my way to S.
Steel trap.
Because he keeps talking to somebody that isn't there, and he keeps telling them to, quote, shut up, but there's nobody there.
Yeah, he was acting a bit funny. So
Off, goofy, little weird, very suspicious.
skitterish, perhaps.
Sus, I believe is what you're looking
Sus,
for.
skitterish. So yeah, at this moment, this is like a bit on the late afternoon of the ship. So where S would be at this moment?
I'd say at this moment, if it's late afternoon, Ez would be. He's not had anything pressing so far, so Ez would probably be actually at his room, just typing away at things.
Okay. Yeah. So you're making your way over Amos. Takes a little bit. Actually, it will take you a bit less time than usual as you walk out of there at a pressing pace, feeling a bit of a chest, for a moment, a bit of a anxiety building up at the mention of Sebo's brother that has gone missing apparently. And as you're arriving, you get to the door, and overall the hallways have some, indications here and there to make them look not so completely similar, all of them, but they're still the same curves you've been seeing for the last couple of weeks, almost a couple of months now. But even with that, you recognize the numbers and indicators in each of the hallways and arrive to the familiar door of S.
Um, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Ez will let you in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in, and I don't have a name of the guy. Do I remember his name? If I know what race he is, I just don't have his name.
You would remember his name is Gohet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Goheat.
Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's okay. Yeah, you would remember. After seeing them again, you would remember the sharp memories of his presence across unknown amount of time that you have been in Burdensome. Always like both as a shadow of the captain, but also on its own a presence that would be moving things, like the kind of another architect to the whole machinery of that ship. Possibly a bit in the literal sense.
So, something came up.
Uh, yeah. Um, Sorry, I'm also trying to pull up the stream. I ran into somebody. Ignore that. The first mate of the Burning Sun. Surprisingly, that's not the weirdest part. He has this mechanical eye that keeps looking to where he isn't looking, and it keeps telling it to shut up. And the concern is that he is talking to somebody.
Would be my guess.
It's there. Anyway, you can look into that. Especially if he's looking into, well, if he's contacting somebody outside this ship.
Probably. If he's talking to someone and not obviously wired to something, then he's got to have some sort of, I don't know, Bluetooth or something else picking up in the waves. So I could probably see, or at least track, where the communication's going, if not directly link into it.
But
Do you have an idea of where this guy could be?
Second, I left him in the hidden speakeasy bar, right?
Yeah, last time you saw him, they walk into like one of the service room doors of one of the bars. You probably, you had the quote unquote address of the bar as it was given to you by Sebash to get to it.
Yeah,
So you will have at least the coordinate.
I give it to S. I don't know why that fully blanked on me for a second.
Deckring. I'm
Hey.
assuming that this is going to be a computer's world, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Is there a way that I can, using the... Because I do have the map in my brain that I downloaded way early on. Using that and any sort of coding from my unlocked areas of my terminal, could I check to see any sort of abnormal radio waves, Bluetooth communications in that specific vector?
Actually, for that, it might. No, I think it would be computers, definitely.
I mean, if you want to say engineering, I could go for that as well. They're both pretty good for me.
You know what? It will be mysticism, life science.
I can roll those. I have that.
What thing you are terrible at it? Mysticism. Roll mysticism. God damn it, you're stupid. Yeah, I think it would be more. Okay, so what focus? Like, you're trying to find like.
I'm trying to find like either whatever radio waves or Bluetooth signaling that would have been happening, any sort of abnormal pings that signify that there is a connection, and that if I could trace it from there.
I think because you're gonna be doing that from your computer, right?
I'm going to at least attempt it from my computer first. If I need to get hands-on, I'll do it, but I want to at least try and be remote first.
I think it would be computers in for this thing.
Okay, cool. 21. Could have been better.
Could have been better.
I mean, yeah, I only get a plus 18, so I rolled pretty low.
Right? Okay. So, as you begin checking in that area, a couple of things happen with that role. I think. First of all, is that you see that definitely in terms of the sensors, infrastructure, cybernetic infrastructure, and all of that, the area of recreational corridor, there's a lot of places that the main and very basic infrastructure for hallway communications, it has been for the most part repaired, but there's a lot of businesses that their connection to the network has not been repaired, and from the talks with engineering, you are like, oh yeah, makes sense. Like they have been moving resources to anywhere that is vital to the ship, not this. So there's many places that, as you're looking into the sensor, like if you see any traffic in terms of communications, it is completely dark just because there's nothing in there. Like systems are damaged, and there's errors marking that. With that check in particular, when you interface into that section where that bar in particular is, there's parts that are like that. The bar is one of their areas that is the infrastructure seems to be offline, not repaired, and it doesn't seem to be any using the sensors, even like internal sensors to detect communications or anything. No, there doesn't seem to be any radio going in and out, or space Bluetooth, or some sort of
What about
wireless connection
internally?
going.
Well, we don't have anything because from the remote, everything is dead space. So
Yeah,
we'd have to actually physically go if we want to check anything more in depth.
Sky, for some reason, that thing that you're drinking, for a moment in my head, it looked like one of those blue vodka bottles. I do not. There's a particular brand that I saw, and I'm like, and for a moment, I was about to just send you a
No.
message like, please don't.
No,
Please
it's a
just
water
don't,
bottle.
like, down.
No, it's a water bottle.
Sorry.
No, it's
But yeah,
just my water bottle.
that's what.
Yeah, as is looking into this, hey, Addie,
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to worry about this forever, just in the next few hours. And as we'll give, like, the recreational area vectors, that are in, close proximity to the bar.
Uh-huh.
If there's any sort of strange communication waves happening internally in the ship, could you let me know?
When you say strange, what do you mean? Like,
So,
what?
anything that seems like a internal terminal, so what I typically use to directly interact with you,
Okay.
communicating to a it might read as a data pad or some other mobile output.
Okay.
But it would be something that's moving. We've got, but only if it's an internal figure. I don't need two mobile units going to each other.
Okay, so anything from internal display to a mobile device inside the ship, you mean?
In those specific vectors.
Okay. Oh, there's one going right now. Here, and it gives you a signal in that, and it looks like it's of one of the, like, not stalls but like locales next to it, next to that bar, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll patch you through it right now. And what you get is just seems to be like someone requesting some repair materials.
All right.
Like it looks like you know it taps into the communicate the message sent, copies it to you, and it seems mundane in terms of like, hey, we need some switches for this for the doors and for the our little warehouse over here for just some commodity goods.
This is close, Addie. Not quite what I
Okay.
needed.
Oh,
Anything with repairs or stuff going on with the larger ship, that'll be fine to just sort of filter past me. Just things that seem a little out of the ordinary.
I can give you the name of the guy with the eye.
I don't know that whoever we're dealing
that
with
help?
is stupid enough to name the eye after the guy. And if they
what
are,
I
there's a figure, the mobile device. There seems to be an eye that it has communication integrated into it, which is why I'm looking for an internal terminal directing outwards.
Oh, okay. I'm
It
okay. If I see anything strange,
just
I'll send it to you then.
patch it to me, yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
Eddie.
Okay.
Never thought I'd be using official Drellark materials for something that is most definitely illegal, but I can't say I'm complaining.
Neither am I. Especially considering who it is. They were
So-
certainly not happy with everything that's going on.
Oh. From what I've seen in small time that I've known you, I don't think I really care for his happiness.
Neither did I.
You mind if I send a patch to Null to see if he can keep an eye out on things?
Not at all. Go ahead.
Then Ez types out, and it's a very sort of brusque rundown of the situation. I'm assuming Amos gave me a description of the dude. So Isoki, shady figure, robotic eye, might be seen
Go ahead.
talking. Yeah, might be seen talking to himself. If you see him, message me.
A couple minutes later, S gets a message back. Do you want me to snoop? And then the eyes emoji.
Eyes emoji canon in Starfinder.
I'm very good at snooping.
Oh no, we sent a thumbs up earlier in the season.
Yeah, and it was me. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Snoop, if you're comfortable, stay safe.
Thumbs up.
I assume there might be like, you know how in the thumbs up you can select like skin color. There's probably like Isoki thumbs up, human thumbs up, android, Vesk, La
Purple
Junta.
thumbs up.
There's a skeletal one for any of your necromantic.
Probably. There might be like, yeah, there might be a way too many type of versions of emojis.
S just uses the
100%.
base default one.
Yeah.
Little robot hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, you received that, no. In terms of the description for your guys' benefit, a reminder, the way he was, this Isoki was, you know, it looked a bit scraggly, like someone that hasn't, that life has just given them their there are ups and downs, probably in stares, in fights, and a lot of just not great moments. Like he looks like a bit haggard. And on the left side of his, like basically from around the left eye and all that side of the skull, from the upper part, it's there's no skin, but it's like a metallic replacement, almost like surgically being put in there, probably replacing part of the skull with that. Dress, we know, normal attire you've seen individuals going around left and right in the ship. And what, the point that was mentioned a lot, definitely the mechanical eye, like cybernetic mechanical eye with a slight red glow. It's not like big glow that is showing, but when you look into it, you see like reddish.
That camera lens reflection.
Kind of, yeah. And again, because it's an Isoki, not someone that be very noticeable in general just by stature. But that's the general description you have from this individual.
So, that's kind of all that I can do from here for you, Mac.
That's fine. That's all I ask. Anything I can do for you?
Yeah, if you can find out the bitch that's taken all of my files. That's a joke. I'm working into that.
But seriously, anything you need.
Yeah, I know. I just make it a priority to not have anything needed.
I know. And I'm gonna head out. And I'm gonna actually send a message to Null. Weirdly. I'm just gonna say,
So popular today.
putting this out there, if you want, I could teach you how to shoot. If you want to teach me how to do, I don't know, read better. One of your fancy things that you like doing.
Reading. Response. Thank you. Full stop.
Thank you. Full
Send.
stop.
A couple minutes later, being able to shoot would be useful. Full stop. I have picture books.
Picture
stop.
books. Have you guys seen Grog learning how to read?
Yes.
That is what I'm picturing right now.
I have not
Oh,
seen
God.
Grog learning how to read.
From Critical Role, right?
Big world, yeah.
I'll pass it to
We'll
you.
send
It's fucking Willingham is great actor, dude.
Willingham is amazing. But, yeah. I have an intelligence of 6.
I have an attention of 6.
I have an intelligence of 6. No.
Ah,
I have an intelligence of like 18. I just can't word, so I
I
think
just
my
never
charisma's
learned
like
how
an
to
8.
read.
Oh, my charisma's like an 8. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I have something that I have to be doing right now. Yeah, thank you. Grog learning to read. Sakran, if you want to, what am I supposed to be doing?
Today it was the meeting with the pirates. A part of that, you've been just going around the ship, helping left and right. Possibly checking with the engineering team in particular. But a part of that, you're kind of a free agent at the moment.
I'm gonna go, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go look, I'm gonna go see if engineering needs help.
Okay. Yep. In the meantime, Melodious, it is late afternoon after you receive that message. Where would you have been this time?
Probably wrapping things up at the Science and Arcane Division, checking in on the projects that are going on, talking with the different heads of various sciences. So there's like, physical sciences and life sciences and yada yada yada. I imagine those all have more specific people. Null's not a physicist or anything. Doing all of his boring stuff there. I had a note. So Null had learned about one of the research projects ongoing on the ship, one of the proposals being about the necromantic necromantic
Prosthetics?
prosthetics. Yes.
Yeah.
Was there a name attached to that? The person who had submitted that?
Yes, there is a name. You would see that it is the Dr. Camille, the one that submitted that. Looking into the files, he seems to be just specifically from the part of the arcane, providing some support to the medical team, just in case of checking for their equipment and such. And in particular, reading more about it, it's that he mentions that one of the individuals inside the ship, one of the various crewmates, as they were doing a checkup, a medical checkup, as he mentioned, not feeling all too well. Worry was that he might was going to have a heart attack. But when they checked him up, they indeed saw that there was a problem with his heart, but it was not that he was having a failure, rather than it wasn't working as intended. And through their scans, they detected that the heart wasn't normal. Further scans, including magical scans, indicated that his heart was basically the equivalent of an undead heart. It seemed that it required some extra attention, which they've been looking at a way into doing so. But compared to other people, reading more of the reports and such, you have found out there's other Borai in the ship. It's very few, like it's in the ship of like thousands of people, there's at least reported 2 more Borai around. But this person in particular is not a Borai. It's a human, and they're checking it. The research is saying that though the medical team will be looking into this to treat him and help him just stabilize the heart, he's interested in the application of this for possibly in case of injuries, in case of needed, the possibility of reutilizing things. Like, if looking this paper, if looking in a more in a morality gradient, it sounds creepy. But the idea is, we have someone that is using an undead organ. What if we could do that? Other people in this ship, help them in case our medical situation is not improving and we take longer. Like, we should have this as an option at the ready for our medical personnel to apply. Can we proceed on this study? And it has been postponed a little bit.
Did all of that happen? Has all of that happened pre-forgetting or post-forgetting?
No, this is post-forgetting. Like, even the person, person is like, I don't feel good. goes to the medical team and it's like the team is like, oh, you have something wrong with your heart. Like, what is it? People like, let me check it. Do the scan and be like, poke the person. Are you alive? Yes. Why? Your heart is like oozing necromancy energy. Your heart is an undead heart,
Your
and
heart
that
don't
being
work
a great
good.
surprise for the person, as they don't have a memory of, you know, replacing the heart.
Okay. I would like to send an email to that doctor, the person in charge of that research, requesting requesting to schedule a time to sit down and talk about this research. I'm digging deep into my academics. I hated doing that shit.
Yeah.
Back when I was working on my thesis, terrible. All of the terrible little academic jargon. But no one wants to talk to this guy ASAP. But because he needs to be in his good graces, he's not just going to go burst into his office. I want to talk to that guy, and specifically, speaking this into existence, I'll write it down in my notes. Null wants to find out if if this doctor has any idea of the timeline of when the other Borai happened, when this heart became necromantic. Like, was it at the same time that Null died and came back? Were the other Borai prior to the Forgetting? Have we figured that out forensically? And then also, our calcified friend, the man who turned into a rock, is that this science taken to its logical extremes? These are the three
Okay.
questions Null wants to ask. I'm going to write them down too, but so you can think about
Listen,
those, because they're science
I
science questions.
I think I have the answer of some of those already, but I need to process them. So yeah, note them down, please. You elaborate the email and send it. And as you're like continuing a bit later, like minutes later, like 20, 25 minutes later, you receive an answer, you know, indicating you that, oh, I would absolutely like to talk with the bridge officer in charge of the science functions of the ship to let more know about this, and he will bring further information regarding this situation. And a time is scheduled for tomorrow.
Perfect. Okay. So having done all that, did either S or Mac tell Null where their rat bastard is that they need more information about? I don't remember if that was in the text message.
I don't believe I said anything.
No. I just said keep an eye out for it. But
I mean, here's the thing.
I
You
would
guys
think
have messages. Like, if you want that information from it, you can like send a message. There's nothing to stopping you. It's not like, oh no, he's away in the castle at midnight. I cannot get to him. Just
We have unlimited talk and text.
yeah,
Yeah, we're not on like a limited data plan here.
yeah. You don't have like limited spell slots to use sending. Like,
It's more so Null probably won't ask because, S didn't sound thrilled about his idea of going and snooping. And he doesn't want to be stopped I don't want to be stopped if I do go snooping. So I don't want to indicate that I'm about to go snooping. So I will just wait to see if it comes up naturally. And then when Null has completed everything else that he can feasibly do today at work, he reluctantly picks up his comm and sends a message to Amos. I would like to learn how to shoot a firearm. Is now a good time?
Yeah, I'll meet you at the range. And I'll send you a map to the range, because Amos is pretty sure you can't find it on your own.
Was going to be his next question. I'll meet you at the range. Where's the range?
Wait, where is that?
Yeah, you receive, and now that some of the more some of the systems have been back online, and you're not like walking up on this, you have now in your data pads and such like the generalized map of where to go. You have also added to ask, give you indications. There's plenty of ways. So you know where to go to the range and to the training area.
Okay, so you explain to me, how am I gonna teach Nil to shoot?
I have to explain you that.
No, mechanically. I know how to do it as a person, but
Oh,
mechanically, what am I gonna do here?
Okay, so in terms of what are you trying to teach him how to shoot? Because if I recall correctly, mystics do know how to use small firearms, but I'm not.
Maybe.
Yes, I am 99% sure that maybe now you made me doubt. Yes, basic melee and small arms. So I think
Got these
the
little
situation.
arms. These are my small arms. Yes, I see them. Okay.
So, technically speaking, mechanically speaking, Nulorius knows how to shoot. It might be just of helping them improve their technique and such. In which case, I would like to know, like, what are you going to attempt to? Are you going to focus on the part of shooting? Maybe you guys will come up with something else, like maybe learning more of how to use the magic in an offensive way, combine it, or you're going to try to teach them how to use more, weapons that might be a bit more. Let me see.
Intense.
Operatives. What do you know? Melee weapons, small arms, sniper weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to teach them how to use sniper weapons?
Am I gonna teach Melodious how to use a sniper rifle?
Faye, I have a question for you about your channel.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a problem if I show a prop gun?
I'm going to say, let's not.
Okay. It's somewhere. It's on. You can't see it. Then I have a replica blunderbuss on my bookshelf back there, and I think that's the type of gun Null knows how to shoot. Is like an impractical dueling pistol.
Yeah, man, I'm really glad that I have my dagger off screen now.
That's actually really cool. It's Faye talking.
I also have a giant sword, but I figured that was fine.
Look, I just have
Yeah,
an active dagger somewhere.
You get. I think the one that would get faster to the range would be Amos, as you've been in engineering. Just it. You are helping currently engineering. You're finishing with helping them, and it's mainly just doing adjustment to repairs and such like that. From the, and in particular doing adjustments to the processing facilities inside the Dralark, which are fascinating that the Dralark itself has a capacity to do so. So you're helping just adjusting the equipment in there, but that is located more into the center of the ship. Meanwhile, Science and Arcane Division is more like to the lower side, so it still has to go a bit on a long way. Meanwhile, you are a bit closer. And you get there. In there, you do see Barsash. Just doing some cleanup, some routine stuff. doing some heavy size every now and then that it has to touch weapons. But in general, mostly working with armor.
I say hello.
Oh, hey, Amos, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just right now finishing some cleaning before finishing for the day. But how are you feeling? After. Sorry if I should not be asking. Never mind.
I'm good.
Okay. I'm glad. I'm glad. How can I help you?
I nothing right now. Gonna teach Null how to use a gun if you want to stick around for that.
Oh, you mean Officer Noloris?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shouldn't be complicated, I suppose, but well, I honestly would not know how to teach someone how to shoot a gun. Um, I can give you some weapons to try out for him
Sure.
if you want.
Absolutely.
Let me see. You see he moves out to the side, presses some buttons, and it opens what seems like a sealed door. Um, though the door itself and going into that section where it seems like the armor itself, you see damage in there. You see areas where the door is fully closing, and inside there's some chaos that has been arranged, but you see engineering people working on fixing it. And as you move in there, and he opens some of the security lockers, pulls out a semi-automatic pistol, a couple of magazines already pulled, some on the side. The pistol is unloaded, and then goes to the side and says, "Well, this is standard weapon, but also I don't think, I don't think Proton might be against this." You see, he moves to another side, and the lockers. When he opens, you see inside the lockers. It's not your normal projectile weapons. There seem to be a bit more. I wouldn't call it elegant, but more elaborate type of weapons, and some of them have those kind of bronze dash gold intonations into them that seem to be resonating with the legionary weapons and attire colors, and pulls out a laser pistol with a couple of charge batteries. I guess you could try any of those. The laser pistol doesn't have a kick into it comparatively.
All right.
Yeah, but once you're done, just gonna say a bit longer then. Once you're done, you can bring in the bag and I can put them away. You know,
Definitely.
eventually, Melodious, you arrive to the range, and for you, you've been here before, just accompanying the group along with to meet Barsash. Um, but this time you came here alone instead of going as a group, so now you know more or less better of the way. And inside you see some um, security officers going around. You see some legionnaires training on the side. A couple of them training along with other uh, Dragon King individuals, talking among them. And on a side, you at this moment that you arrive, you hear a couple of the um, ringing explosions from gunfire being shot, along with some sharp, more not as explosive sound, but definitely noticeable uh, ringing sounds of laser being fired. But it's like very occasional, so it's not alarming way. And also, you're in a training area and a range, so it's presumed that might be what's happening. And you see on the side, what seems to be the entrance to the armory, you see Amos working with Varsash.
Nell's just gonna do that thing where you don't want to interrupt a conversation, you also don't want to join it, and just stand within eye line, but luxuriously lean against something, and just wait, wait until it's his turn.
Now, how long does it take me to notice?
Varsash does notice Nulodius, and just like nods at him, and says to you, "Looks like he arrived. If anything, I'll be around." You see that he goes to a side and like under some like what seemed to be what might be like a desk kind of thing. He pulls out like a book and just like sits down and begins.
We'll try not to shoot each other.
Well,
What?
Yep.
Please don't.
It's sarcasm. We'll
Oh.
be fine.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
sarcasm.
Okay. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I can't die, actually, so... I don't want to test that, but don't worry. It's very kind of you to offer to teach me. It's something I've been meaning to learn, so I appreciate the offer. I know you had proposed a skill exchange of sorts. I am indebted to you and would love to return the favor. The thing is, I don't know that anything I know how to do is useful outside of very particular, right? Because it's like I'm aware of my worth. I know I'm an intelligent man, and I know I have a particular set of skills. But like, what the fuck do I do every day, right? It's not very little of it is salable outside of my particular, wheelhouse. So I don't know. I appreciate and am a tiny bit jealous of people who have a bit wider range of... Oh, anyway, all that to say, I learned to shoot as a young man and haven't really touched a gun since. It's nasty, but I think it would be good, and whatever I can do to return the favor, let me know.
Are you done?
Yes.
You talk good. I don't. Never have. Never needed it.
I talk a lot. I'm not sure if I would say good, but it's kind of you.
Perhaps we could skill exchange, as you say, for that.
I think that would be agreeable, yes.
Anyway. Do you know how to stand to hold a gun?
Yes, but I learned to do that prior to... And he, taps his bum leg. So, I don't know if or how now.
Well,
You could bum leg.
before we jump into our training montage, we do have to take our first ad break for the evening. So, stick around with us. We'll be right back to continue along our story. Please let the ads run. They help us out so much here at Will Witch RP. Consider directly donating to us through Ko-fi, link for that's on screen and in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit all of our players for the next month. A full list is available on our Discord for those perks. So stick tight, and we'll see you guys very soon.
I feel like somebody doesn't want to talk about isopods anymore.
Well, we can do that later after session. But we are back.
Welcome back to our bug cast.
Welcome back to our bug podcast.
Welcome back to bugs.
Like, I feel like our Homeward has been a thin veneer for bug facts since the beginning.
This is true.
Oh, hold on, I can pull up bug facts.
We don't need it.
Let me pull it up.
We're not doing.
You
bug
sure?
facts.
We've got a
Sure.
training montage.
Yeah. Nelodius, you are right now with Amos in the training area. And, well, I think first that you would have to pick is semi-automatic pistol or a laser pistol.
The semi-automatic has like slugs, or does it also shoot lasers?
No, the semi-automatic is bullets.
Yeah, it's a bullet gun.
I will be going with lasers. Bullets seem yucky.
It seems yucky.
They seem dirty.
Dirty.
Seems that there'll be a lot of grease involved.
And you're not wrong.
No, he's gonna go with a laser pistol, and it has to be one that he can shoot and balance one-handed.
So I think you can indeed use it like one hand. I have not seen anything that indicates you can. So, if in Foundry, actually, I think I can do this for you. Inventory. That is the wrong person.
If you open mine.
Oh.
You sure?
Okay, I did.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's not mine.
Laser pistol azimuth.
That is actually you guys are level 6, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Let me.
Bigger
According
gun.
to this character sheet.
Wait, equipment. I think it's Alphelion. No, Alphelion is not. Corona. Yeah, there is Corona. And
Corona. This
Uh,
gun
is it-
has a crown.
and it's here you'll have a couple of batteries.
Perfect, thank you.
So to reload inside the character sheet, you click on the like circling arrow next to the weapon on the inventory, on the capacity column.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. I see. Oh. Okay.
And you have to equip it. So in this case, you would equip the. There we go. Also
Got
equip
it.
your sword.
Has my sword been unequipped this whole time?
I mean, technically you have it equipped at all times, but well, it's like cheated. But yeah, you do have the weapon, and I think there's a particular thing about it in terms of the crits. I don't remember. I don't think so. Either way. Oh no, yeah, there is a crit situation with this. Yeah. If you crit with a laser pistol, and I think laser weapons in general, you'll do a burn on the enemies. But yeah,
Perfect.
either way, you have it, and in general, to reload this weapon, it is you grab it and first of all leave the cane to the side because you need both hands. Well, unless you're super proficient, but I think Nuno is not like capable of one hand reloading a weapon.
No.
But you grab it on the backside where the I think the hammer is it called in the weapons. I know nothing about weapons.
It's been years since I've shot a gun.
I know nothing about weapons. You basically open it from the back. That's where
Mhm.
you introduce the battery. close it, and inside of it you can see like there's some crystals in there.
Oh god.
This one looks a bit more improved compared to the others. There's been work from the teams to get them back on, let's say, the level they were before, and there's some sort of elegance into the design. So yeah, you have that.
Okay. So, do you have any hot tips on how to aim? Well, you know, he's gonna hand the gun over to Amos. How about you do it first, and then I'll try.
So Amos is going to open the reloading mechanism, check his seals, close it, look down the sights, and fire.
Roll an attack.
And you handed me the laser pistol? I
Uh,
just want to make sure I'm rolling the right thing.
yeah, it's a Corona. Yeah, you activate the thing for the holograms to appear, and in particular, the holograms in this, they have a bit of a consistency to them. So it appears the vaguely humanoid form, kind of a blob, but they still like standing 2 feet. With a 22 on EAC, you hit it right on the chest, center of mass, and the hologram kind of blurs out, get distorted before taking shape again, and you, like on a side, you hear like kind of a sound notification of a hit being registered.
I hand it back to Null and I go, look down the sights at the top of the gun, and you aim target in the center. Not like it's gonna bite you if you bring it closer, because then it's gonna kick back up and hit you in the face.
Does a laser gun have kickback?
But I have no idea.
Because the
Probably
reason
not.
The reason a regular gun has
Gun
kickback
does is because
to
of the
account
force of
for
the
the bullet leaving.
Because
Not
you know,
really.
use claws,
There's
but
there's still an ejection as you press, and there is a bit of the it's not plasma itself because there's plasma weapons. This doesn't have precisely the kick. There's a bit of that like degeneration inside of the
yeah.
the
So Mac's
generator
gonna be
inside
like,
the weapon would
hold the
be
laser
coming a
pistol
bit,
like
so
you
you
would
have
hold.
to like
Yeah.
hold it.
Mac is still gonna be like, hold the laser pistol like you hold a normal gun. Don't compensate for this not having a kick, because if you do, when you hold a real one with real bullets, it's just gonna kick you in the face.
You telling me this isn't a real gun?
Real bullets are different than laser bullets, either way.
It's bold of you to assume I know how to hold a real gun.
I'm gonna do the teacher thing, and I'm gonna put Null into I'm gonna blow seconds in mind. I'm gonna put him into the Weaver stance. For people who don't, it's actually how you're supposed to handle a weapon is when you put your hands on it and you're fully on it. It's hard to explain without holding something in my hand, but yeah, it's a stable position where his arms aren't fully locked in front of him. He's gonna dive into water.
It's like that scene in Ghost,
Yeah,
but it's
just
Amos
pretty much.
standing
Yeah.
behind- No.
Yeah, it's a 6'7" android teaching you how to like hold something, and it's Ghost. It's Ghost. It's great.
So not at all like goes. Go ahead and roll an attack on that pistol.
And then
Okay.
he'll point out it's because on most weaponry there's iron sights, so it's 1 in the front and then 2 in the back. You're gonna want to line up the middle one with the 2 in the back, and that's where it's gonna go.
Do you know that the term crosshairs comes from the fact that airplanes were made with actual hair? in the crosshairs. They had to find people with very, very fine hair. And that's what my grandma was up to during the Second World War. Okay,
My grandma
I'm rolling an
made
attack with
the-
my laser pistol.
My grandma made the tracer rounds that went into those plates.
My grandpa buying an oven off the black market. Okay. I've never rolled just a gun.
So go into inventory. Oh,
Have I done it?
No,
Do it?
yeah, you roll it.
You rolled it,
Um,
for sure.
for
yeah,
sure.
As you do that,
Oh!
there's build that
So
tension
bad.
in your arms. When you pull the trigger into it, you feel that it's not a soft trigger. You know, you have to put a bit of pressure in. And there's not just are expecting a kickback. So with that, you're like kind of holding a bit firmly, and it goes like in a straight line, the shot, and it just goes next to the target.
Yeah, relax. Even with a kick, you gotta relax. Hold your breath when you fire. That way you don't move your hands.
He also, he stumbles back quite hard because he can't hold
Yeah.
his weight on his right leg quite as well. And that's embarrassing.
Mac doesn't even notice. He doesn't care.
Okay. I'm gonna try again. I can shoot this thing 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
As you do that, sorry. I think.
No, the Disney princess.
I've not heard that song in years.
I haven't heard in a long while. I have done this to us.
My brain was about to recycle that memory. You've pulled it back out of the recycling bin.
Necromancy, that memory. I think I trying to remember if it's off target. I think it's off kilter. Flat-footed, that would be the one. Okay, you should be now rolling with that because again, you're trying to do it without the cane, so you're like not. So yeah,
How do
try
I
again.
make myself flat-footed?
I have done it on you.
Oh,
Right-click
I've
into your
been made
token.
flat-footed.
If you right-click into your token, there's a person with like a fire around them,
Oh,
like a glow around them, and that's assigned status effects.
yes, I see the foot you've added. Actually,
Oh,
this foot has quite an arch.
I'm confused about the name of that, but let's move on. It's not. Delete that up.
Let's not talk about that foot too much. Okay. And I am...
I think
Okay,
not
it's
flat
worse.
footed.
It's worse now.
That was a
It's not
natural one.
flat-footed.
Alright.
There's another condition I'm thinking. But
But
yeah,
let's try this.
yeah, as you aim and trying to do that, like you try to relax and think, and take your time to aim, to look into it, and you're like, okay, I got this. You pull the trigger, and you hear like a sizzling sound before the weapon, like there's some sparks coming out of it, and you immediately drop it out of that. The gun hits the ground. You hear almost the sound of the weapon firing, but it doesn't, and you just see a bit of like kind of steam coming out of it.
Yeah, we're not gonna touch that. I'm gonna kick it away. Yeah, we're not gonna touch that one.
Is that an issue with did I do that?
It's unclear at this moment.
How do I shoot a gun so bad I break it?
It's unclear at this moment.
Okay.
But I'll hand you my laser pistol and go. Hold on to your cane and use one hand.
Okay. He does that. Is it the same type of pistol?
Yeah. Deep breath in. Hold. Fire. Let it out. And you broke my gun.
That's the same rule.
That is the same roll.
How? So you go and do that, and as you press, there's that same sound, but this time you see that the ejection part where the battery goes kind of moves back and moves the battery a bit up. And Amos, you recognize this, and that's when you like figure what happened to the other weapon, though probably in a poorly manner. The battery kind of runs out. It's like it overheated for something. But in compared to the weapon that Nelotis was using, this one managed to like activate the emergency ejection, so it begins cooling down and you can remove it. But the other pistol looks like it didn't, and it just remains there and probably needs like a bit of extra replacement. And Amos, you're just like holding the weapon, like still firm.
Yeah.
Just looking at the battery now out.
And to be honest, I've never seen this happen before, so you've done something impressive. In fact, you've done it twice.
That's science. It's reproducible. From a stats perspective, what stat does firing a small arms use?
Dexterity.
It sucks.
Okay,
Theoretically, you should be good at this.
I shouldn't be this bad at it.
Theoretically, you should be good at this.
No, you shouldn't be. But the dice are just.
But there's no accounting for ones.
Yeah.
And I mean, he'll hand you a semi-automatic and be like, try this one, and if you roll another one, Sky's gonna take statistics damage in real life at this point.
You know, roll another shot. Like that, and we're gonna go with that for the montage of the next.
Yeah, let's just try
hour or
another
so.
laser pistol and see if this works.
I mean, the one you're holding right now, it just needs a new battery.
Yeah, I'll just give you the new battery. Finally!
Okay, it's a 24 now.
Yeah, you change the battery, you put it, and like leaning on your cane, you're like, okay, like there's a
Oh my
moment that
God.
you're like, okay, fuck it, and you follow the instructions, but a bit more like, "Ugh, I don't care. Press it, and the laser goes through the target.
Oh my god. I was about to take real statistics damage.
But yeah, like you hit that, and you see a bit of the heat distortion in the air where the beam went through for it fizzling out, and you hear the indicator of the hologram beam.
Finally.
You did awesome.
Do I just need to loosen up? Or just get
Yes.
tense and scared?
I'm gonna roll it another precision dice IRL real quick.
But
Well, my decision
guys-
dice have declared that I'm gonna do this. In Castovelia, Mac is gonna say, yeah, you just need to loosen up.
I'll
Okay.
Yeah, which is something you've never heard him do before. Beck has only ever spoken common.
Well, hit me again with the language that you said.
Castovelian.
Castovillian. Do I recognize that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear it, and for a moment it's just like, for a moment you're processed like, ah yes, I understood perfectly what they said, and then you're like,
I understand
What?
perfectly what they said.
yeah, and it's like that wasn't common, that was Castrovellian.
Okay. Noah's gonna remember this, but not comment on it. Okay. Then, well, I think that's enough for day one. thank you very much for your instruction.
Oh, you managed to exploit 2 battery packs, which is impressive.
Yeah, I don't feel statistically improbable, but if you would be willing to continue sort of, you know, I've forgotten the word. I would appreciate your continued tutelage. If you happen to have some free time now and then where we could sort of meet up and hang out and shoot guns.
Absolutely.
Bro stuff. And try to does a little shoulder punch.
As long as you never do that again.
Okay. Nope. I didn't like it. It felt
Yeah.
wrong. It sort of felt like kind of the overt oppressive masculine thing you're supposed to do in this sort of space, but I didn't like it.
I'm not
So
even a
you
fan
didn't
of the
like it, but I
over
did.
masculine thing. It's not my vibe.
Cool. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye.
Alright.
I'm gonna leave.
Good
Begin
plan.
walking. In the meantime, S, you mentioned you wanted to do something.
Yeah. I would like to go. And I really mean this. Like, I want this to be at like 2, 3 a.m., like middle of the
Oh.
night.
Okay, and those bit. I was about to start just Spanishing here. In the before getting to that late,
Yeah.
Amos, Nelodius, are you going to do some now that night has arrived and things in the ship are winding down?
I believe I still have files to look over from Addie about the sites that we visited before the forgetting, or at least the files that we do have that Nell asked me to look over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna continue looking into those and see if anything interesting comes up.
I think we already did that roll for that, so I'm gonna stick with that roll in terms of like
Oh.
identifying some loose things into it. But I'm gonna say that roll was like not like a one night thing, but just constantly checking that. Yeah, you go and do that. When you arrive to your apartment quarters, your flat, you're working on that, checking some files, and you receive you hear the notification of a new message. And when you check, you see that the indication of from where this message was sent seemed to be some quarters in some, not floors, levels above, and it starts, and it comes from a direction. Wow, from IP ID, an ID that you recognize from Sevosh. It indicates it's from her, saying, "AMAC, it's just text. Well, AMAC, I saw you walk out a bit distraught. Sorry if go ahead made you feel not great, but we would like maybe not tomorrow, perhaps in a couple of days, another meeting from our group. We're trying to still figure out who we are. Maybe he'll change his mind, maybe not, but would be nice to see you over there. If not, I understand. But you're welcome to go there. At the end of the day, we are sort of family, question mark. Sorry if I'm putting a lot of words here, just trying to find my own place in here. Have a good night."
I'll message it back and say I'm willing to talk and help provide a place for people who are willing within what am I thinking? Within the Drylark itself, I'm willing to help everybody find a place to belong. There are definitely places that are open since the forgetting, no idea who does what. And I'm willing to help people find those spots and places within the crew. I'm not willing to entertain any ideas of the Verdant Sun, returning, uprising, anything like that. And that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Okay. You send a message, and
Mhm.
there's no answer for the moment.
Yeah, then I'm gonna smoke and then go to bed in my sleep jeans. They're now a second pair of jeans that I wear specifically for sleep.
I
Hey.
guess that's better, but
You're stepping up that depression ladder.
Yeah, they now have two pairs
You
of
know,
jeans.
this
One
is
for
not an
outside
upgrade.
and one for sleep.
This is not an upgrade. This is a side grade. But still, we're moving somewhere.
it's a lateral movement.
The
Yeah.
lateral movement.
We may
Somewhere.
not be moving forward.
Before I go to sleep, I send a text to S about my lateral movement and my genius invention of getting a second pair of jeans for sleep.
You get.
And that's it.
You just get a thumbs up.
I just,
Yo.
yeah, like, dude, have you thought about this? Getting a second pair of jeans for sleeping? That way you can sleep in a pair of jeans while you wash the other jeans?
Just sleep in your underpants at that point. Why did the, yeah, you
Jeans
change
are for
out of one
sleeping
pair
in!
of jeans into a second pair of jeans to go to bed.
I will say that before Essie's late night shenanigans, is what I'm dubbing it. They are going to send a message to Null, as there has been several sleepovers at this point. To the text message says, I'll be out late. No need to wait out.
Null puts away the cheese platter that he's prepared.
Like you're cutting it halfway through,
It's like,
and then you're like,
well, fine.
It's
Roll
the
it
only
as it is.
the only time that Nolan responds immediately, and it's like, well, fine then.
No.
no, I got all this cheese
Well,
cut.
fine, I guess you don't love me.
It's just like the your dinner plans get canceled halfway. It's like I already look hot. I have to go out. Okay.
No, I don't. I just have to take off this makeup and sit with my cat.
No, sometimes I put on an outfit that's so fly. I'm out doing my activity, and I'm like, okay, I could be done now. I'm like, now, not enough people have seen me yet. So I go and I do other things while I'm out and about until enough people have seen my cool
Until
outfit.
I believe enough people to see me that I can go home now and remove it and go back to my sleep jeans.
Ah! I take psychic damage every time I remember them. But that's fine. Null sends... Oh, what does he say, actually?
I don't know, I'm gonna roll my decision dice. I also sent a message to Null about my genius sleep jeans.
No! He does not respond. Red.
Blocked.
I just have a
Blocked.
d20 that I roll that's just even number is yes and odd number is no.
To S, Null says, alright, be safe. See you later. To Amos, he says nothing. He blocks. He gets blocked for the night for the sleep jeans crime. And then Null will make himself a silly little cocktail and read a silly little book and go to bed at a reasonable hour, like an adult.
Oh man, couldn't be me. So, when it hits, like, 3, 4 a.m., middle of the absolute night, Ez is gonna go to the bar area.
Okay.
And what I would like to do in that area and the vectors that I had told Addie to keep an eye on for a few hours earlier this day.
Mhm.
What I want to end up doing here is basically create like cyber tripwires. So that way I could, if something happens either going through them or within the range, like if I have to create like a closed little network circuit, I will. I want to just kind of create like, I want to fiddle around with the actual terminals to create like this zone that can alert me if there's suspicious activity that is lined up to the eye situation.
Okay. Are you gonna be doing that like in the consoles around, like in a perimeter, or are you going to?
Yeah,
get
I'll do a
to the
perimeter.
bar, or
I'll do a perimeter. And I can roll either computers or engineering. I'm dope
would
ass at
be
both of them.
question, like, are you trying to do this like in the system so information goes through, or like on cameras, or like what is your approach on this?
I kind of want
tripwire?
both. Like I want it to be like a digital sort of tripwire that like if someone passes in through it, so like almost like an alarm spell. If something passes by it, I want to be alerted, but I also kind of want to have like a hatch into the nearby cameras and terminals. So
Okay.
I'm figuring it could be a mix of both.
Okay, got it. I think it will be computers. It's gonna be two checks. One to make sure that. Uh, hmm. It's gonna be two checks. I'll tell you exactly what each one will be for. Let's do the first one though.
All right. So, computers first one?
Correct.
It's 36.
As you're doing that and you're checking in, like patching through and create like backdoors toward your own consoles and stuff. Um, it's in the middle of the freaking night, so this hallway, though it's not like pitch black, no lights on, the lights have dim out, and as you're walking through, like you hear distant like talk, like people activity with some of the bars that are active. In this area, it's not empty. This is not like a derelict section, but because of a lot of the buildings and locales in here have not been recovered, it is a bit more dark. Um, but light also let them out because of the time, etc. Once you're doing that, you begin, accessing the consoles and everything, and suddenly here. Ah, yes.
Addie, I need you to be quiet while I'm doing this.
Oh, sorry. What are you doing?
I'm creating ways that I can monitor that thing that I had asked you to help me out with earlier.
Ah, okay. Can I help you with something else?
Yeah. Still staying quiet. If you notice anyone's looking over at me, just let me know.
Okay. Hey, question. Why do you don't tell this to like the rest of the team? Maybe the engineering guys. Some of them are good with the computers. I mean, not as good as you though, but they could maybe be of use.
So Addie,
Mm.
you understand that you work within a collection of rules and operation settings, yeah?
Yeah. Some of those are not fully working right now, but yeah, I do have those.
And in a way, the rest of the Dralark staff also work within rules and modes of operation.
Huh?
I work with different modes of operation, and so I don't want what my rules and operating systems function as to overlap or override theirs.
Huh?
So that's why I keep a lot of things secret.
So you keep secrets because it would be better on your framework of operations.
It would help my framework run smoother and theirs to not be tangled.
And other people operate the same way, right? Not like you, but more like each one has their own framework of operations.
Yes. As
And would
I'm
others also be having secrets, or just not secrets? Is it a secret?
what I'm doing is very much a secret. But other people
Ah.
can be doing things that aren't secret.
Ah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, as you're doing that, after a bit of intervention, Deus Ex intervention, Deus Ex Machina intervention. Um, uh, you are doing that. You find something curious with that role. You are finding like backdoors and connections that are already existing here. Like some of these are like someone has gone through some of the places,
I
and
don't
you're
like that.
finding like various sets of like hidden sections of the inside the code and the systems that let you with more ease navigate. I'm gonna say with that role, even um some of these even you find them quite easy to access and navigate and use, not because they're not well done, but because they seem familiar to you. And as you're doing that, out of curiosity, like checking, like through here, check into other sections, and you find other backdoors similar to this. And sort of an odd maze that has been already overlaid into the system. Again, some of this maze is also corrupted, but you're like finding similar like things that feel familiar to the way you work.
I was about to ask, does this feel like my work?
With a 36, yeah. Like some of this is even like it's finding out things. It's finding a book you already written that you thought of writing, and finding like, oh, I already written these chapters. Kind of situation, like an uncanny moment of a deja vu. Do me your second computer's roll.
Great dice gods, favor me, please. Okay. Could have been a lot better.
I assume, yeah. Yeah, as you're doing that, you continue doing the overlay, you continue sections, and eventually you manage to create this like grid that you feel sure that it will be triggering any passage of information. During this time though, you encounter something curious as you're putting it and you know like setting it up, and like if it goes to here it will now activate,
Mm-hmm.
begin working on the next one, and you connect those to your systems, and then you hear a ping
Immediately I'm looking.
Yep, you see, and it indicates like information, like best way to describe it, a fucking huge load of information just went through. And then it ping again.
Am I able to grab IP addresses from this? Am I able to trace that?
As you go through it, like you could begin checking your computers, and then you realize something. This is speaking Addy. Literally, Addy is such a huge load into the use of the systems, and it's a very unique sort of code and almost essence into the computer systems. With this overlay, you're detecting, in a way of speaking, where its main attention is going. And, you know, it's kind of like seeing in the code, like him going.
Would there be a way, kind of like blacklisting words on Twitter or something like that, would there be a way that I could patch his unique code out of my notifications? I don't want to, like, change the wiring setup that I have here, but to change what I'm alerted of.
Yeah, I think with that role, you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna be doing this, and because of how unique in a way Addy is and how integrated into the systems, like he's almost part of it. Trying to blacklist him completely, it's like blacklisting also big sections of normal information going through of the normal stream. So you do kind of a quick haphazard thing to just make sure that it doesn't immediately ping you, but you're somewhat managing to detect where he and whenever he passes in a manner, but it's not alerting you immediately.
Perfect. Well, after that, Ez is going to... Is S going to... We're gonna make a roll here.
A question. This was all outside of the establishment, right?
Yeah, I was doing outside of the bar and then in, like, I don't know, like, 2 city block, sort of radius.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
General area for if anyone was going to the bar or in that area, I'd be able to pick it up.
Okay.
But, that's all that my plans are for this evening, and we'll give this a 25% chance. Alright, no, Ez will make his way to Noel's room afterwards.
How was it a 5% chance for?
That Ez would go back to his own room. So if I
Okay.
rolled 25 or under.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Ooh. Oh, that could have been better. 18.
Okay.
Okay.
You make your way over there.
Alright. I let myself in. I've got a key card.
Yeah, you
Keycard,
go
you
over
just
there
tap
and
the door.
Yes.
Alright.
you go over there walking through, and you get in. It's late night, so getting into the room, it's dark, quiet. Nelodius had just gone to sleep.
At 2, he's been in bed for a couple
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, 3 a.m. Okay. Yeah, yes, you are in Nelodius row.
Yeah, no, it's just, as quiet as possible. The way that I enter into the room is very much, if anyone else was looking, it'd be very suspicious. It's the same sort of, the door's wide enough for me to slip in, and then closing quickly behind me. And then, afterwards, it's as quietly as possible going about, getting into the loungewear that Ez calls pajamas, and it's better than sleep jeans. And then just crawling into bed and passing out.
Melodious.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Honk
You're
shoe,
sleeping.
honk shoe, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, Null's a heavy sleeper.
It's a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, didn't you sleep through the ship kind of abruptly stopping?
Yes.
No, that was
Did I? I thought I did.
no, no, because
no,
you
cracked
went
his head
flying
open.
along with the calcified
That's
body.
right. That's right. I
Right.
was not even sleeping at the time.
He
Never mind.
woke up, slammed the head into the desk, into the like night drawer, and went back to sleep, getting knocked out. But believe me, no one just slept through that.
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't asleep during that.
You could say Null sleeps like the dead.
I like that.
You're hilarious.
Can players award
Or like a
inspiration?
log.
And players do what?
Can players award each other inspiration? Because I like that pun.
I can players force damage onto other players? Because that pun could have been better.
With a gun.
With a gun.
I suppose.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Yeah. But as you go and
Can we
rest,
make that a t-shirt?
as you go and rest,
Why you
along
don't confront your
Melodious,
friends?
you get trouble. Just lean next to Melodious, and even though he doesn't have the what you would call usual body temperature for comfort, his presence in the late days has been a reassuring and enjoyable presence. You close your eyes, and it has felt lately that being alone with him brings that sensation of shutting down those alert sensations, letting you even like some of your guard down to enjoy it. But in that moment, perhaps of the time of the hour of the night, perhaps your mind being focused on various things and still thinking about the work you did, US did not notice the best way to describe it, presence, keeping an eye on you as you walk through the hallways, as you went into the enter the lawyer's room. You did not notice the console for a moment flickering, and best way to describe it, an eye looking at you. And what none of you see in the moment is in those late hours, as in another of the quarters of the ship, someone knocks on a door. Inside the quarters, suddenly there's the ringing, a bit louder than it should be, of someone calling in, and a female Lashunta gets up in loose pajamas, like scruggly, like adjusts her eyes, shakes her head, and grumpily goes to the door. And when they get to the console, before she even presses anything, the door opens. And there are two figures, one very small, one a red eye gleaming in the dark,
Oh, son of a gun.
and a second figure, taller, with a simple grin, looking at Savage as her expression turns pale. And that's where we're gonna leave tonight's episode.
Alright. Well, thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I am screaming internally. Thank you to our players for joining us as well. I'll see you guys in our next stream, but until then, you can head over to wildowitch.com, check us out there. You can join us in our Discord if you want to catch up, or not catch up, if you want to jump into any of our games, or if you want to just keep up to date with all of our announcements. Follow us here on Twitch for all of our live streams, or head over to YouTube to catch our VODs. But I'll see you guys laters.